Public Works Committee meeting for January 27, 2025. Councilor Wolverton.
Here.
Gear. Sims.
Here.
Nelms.
Here.
And Harden.
Here.
Full house, Andrew.
All right, we have all five. Can I have a motion to dispense the reading and approval of minutes from January 6th?
Second.
All right, was that Nelms? Okay.
Yes.
All right, motion by Counselor Nelms, second by Counselor Gear. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? 5-0, Bo. We have no old business. New business is 060125, request permission to install up to 14 parking spaces and up to 3 tree wells in the right-of-way at 2703 19th Place South from Twin Construction and Cale Smith. You're on.
Thank you. And William's here, and he's gonna talk more than I am, but I'll just introduce. This is at the old Creative Dog Training, a couple blocks away. And William, you want to
Yeah, that's fine. This is the current survey, so this building right here is an old, what I call a Butler building, but just an ugly steel building. What we would like to do, instead of renovating it, we'd like to tear it down and do a new 2-story structure. Jared Bussey has created a site plan and some renderings for us, which should be on the next slides. So this would be directly across from Trish's Treasures. So if you know kind of where we're talking about, so it's at the end of that street. Again, it was Creative Dog Training. So this is the street as you go down 19th Place South. What we would like to do is it's zoned C4A, which is retail on the main level and commercial space up. We want to move our offices to upstairs, and the downstairs would be retail area. To do that, we're requesting that we get some parking off the street. And so what we're proposing to do is use part of the right-of-way and part of our property to create some additional parking on the front. We know that we want some landscaping, so we're gonna try to create some landscape wells along the way. And we're not trying to max it out, but we're looking to get some parking spaces in the front. This would be the visual from the front down there, which would allow the retail spaces to have parking in the front, commercial spaces to have parking in the rear, and employee parking in the rear. That's the perspective view there, so.
What's the sidewalk situation? There's no sidewalks.
There is a sidewalk
I don't
there.
think there's any sidewalk.
Yeah, I mean, is that just?
Yeah, we can look existing. I don't know if there's any sidewalks right there or
There's
not.
not.
I mean, there will be
There's
a
a sidewalk on
sidewalk.
the street. That's
the building there, so you actually need to come around. That's
Yeah,
the
I was
back
gonna
of the
say, what,
building.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
you're on the back side of the building, I
Yeah.
think.
You're gonna tear that
Brian?
whole, everything down.
That will go completely.
Can you get on the
That
other
is
side of the building,
proposal.
Brian?
Are you tearing down the front building also?
Yeah, it's two Butler buildings that are attached. I'll show you right there. So there's a front one that had a brick veneer, but it's still just a steel structure, and then there's a bigger back one. Both of those will go. And so the street parking that we're talking about will be right here, and the building will come all the way across. Because what we'd like to do is put the bulk of the parking in the back. Right now, it's on the side lot.
Will y'all be the only commercial tenant with y'all's offices upstairs?
We're
or
planning to take the entire upstairs.
The entire upstairs, okay.
I was gonna say, what was the business gonna be again? I'm sorry.
We don't have leases yet on the downstairs. We may take a portion of that for some of the stuff that we sell for furniture and things like that, but we wouldn't need the entire downstairs, so we don't have leases for the downstairs space. The upstairs, again, would be
Y'all.
Twin Construction, whatever.
Gotcha.
That stuff. So.
Related to this item, in similar circumstances where businesses have asked to build parking in the right of way, like Robertson Bank, which is not too far away, when that's happened, we've just made it clear that
Those
the
are
parking
public.
won't be restricted to that business
100%.
itself.
Kale's
Okay.
mentioned that. Yes, that's understood.
Thank you.
Yeah, we would not put signage saying, don't park here.
So I was wondering, there is a sidewalk there,
Yeah.
but you're talking about putting parking right here.
Yeah, the parking would be here. Technically, the sidewalk would end up in front of the building,
between the parking and the building.
between the parking and the building. Thank you.
I will say, I don't think that,
Connected.
It doesn't connect to anything.
There's
It
no
doesn't.
sidewalk, there's a bunch of street parking.
Yeah.
And if you turn around, there you go, if you turn around, all this has front-loaded parking all the way down already. So
yeah, I
really,
mean, that's really the only segment of sidewalk on that whole
It's the only
street,
one.
and it doesn't connect to anything. It's kinda weird, actually.
There's a storm in the, Brian, swipe to the left there just a little bit. Just,
Yeah,
You'll
we'll
just
have
relocate
site
the main,
engineering
yeah.
done, all that'll get submitted to Kale for review.
gotcha.
Yeah, we'll hire engineers for all that stuff.
okay. All right.
Kale, could you, I'm
What's your
sorry,
last name?
not
Siegel?
Kale. Brian, could you
S-I-E?
toggle back to the site
G-E-L.
plan, the proposed site plan again? Perfect. I just wanted to look at that one more time. Yes, and you can see the sidewalk now. And the three tree wells are in between then, in those islands?
Well, there'll be a partial one here, 1, 2, and then a partial one at the top, so, and that hadn't been final design, I think we're saying
Up to 3 tree wells and up to 14
14 parking spaces. The point is, we didn't wanna rack that out with parking, we wanna break it up and have some areas for landscaping in between, so.
Okay.
But that would be, part of that would be in the right of way, of course, we'll maintain it and all that,
And-
but the tree wells would come out.
And the reason I ask that too is because if we send out a motion to work in the right of way, I believe Mr. Kendrick, you will need a plan, is that right? Or,
I have the plan that he's showing you.
okay.
That's all I have.
But if it changes, do we need to have language in there that says,
How
For-
will it change?
well,
You said it's preliminary.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
think
mean,
we're just right now voting
in
on
general.
whether they can do parking right away. We're not voting on their.
So-
okay, but I mean, should we have language in there that the final plan pending approval of,
Well, it's all dependent on the permit.
Okay.
Inspection,
Okay.
everything, all construction has to have a permit there for.
So just to clarify, Cale, he mentioned some zoning. This plan is allowed by the current zoning for the property? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, I'll make a motion to send it to council.
All right. Motion by Counselor Nelms,
Somebody seconded it.
I did,
All right.
second by Counselor Harden, sorry, I didn't hear it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, so that is 5-0, Bo. And with that, we stand adjourned.